Alrighty, guys. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. I hope everyone is doing well. Good to have you guys here. So we are doing some coverage on today's big threat. We got an enhanced risk, a level 3 out of 5 here on the spectrum. So the main risk today is going to be across areas of like southern Mississippi, out there by like south and kind of south central portions here of Alabama. We are definitely going to be needing to be weather aware today, as we already do have a lot of nasty severe weather already starting to kick off here. So we're going to dive on into it, guys. We already do have 2 tornado warnings, one in Mississippi, one in Alabama. The one for Mississippi is out there by Bassfield and Collins, also including the area of Taylorsville. This is a radar indicated threat, which means that the radar has picked up rotation in the storm, maybe even the possibility for penny-sized hail as well that we'll have to look out there for. But I do want to let you guys know that there is a tornado warning in effect for those regions. So if any of those areas sound familiar, once again, Collins, Taylorsville, and Bassfield, Mississippi, make sure you guys are in your shelter, as we do have an active warning. Out here in Alabama, we do have another warning on the southwestern side of the state, which this includes Coffeyville, Grove Hill, and Thomasville, in which, this is also a radar indicated threat here overall as well. And once again, potential for some hail, up to penny size, which really is not a problem. Really, the main thing we got to look out there for is going to be, of course, the tornadic activity here. But anyways, let's see who we got here today. We got Crystal, we have Jazz, we have Court, we have Indiana, we have Peachy, Robert. Let's see here. We have Aesthetic, we have, let's see here, Jazz, Ponderosa, Silent, let's see here, Sabish, I think is her name, JT. What's up, guys? Welcome, everybody. Hope everyone's doing good. Of course, everybody who is also here, but just not chatting as well. So we're going to hop over here. So here is the current velocity on the one storm in southern Mississippi. This is out over Bassfield currently. You can actually see that rotation pretty strong. Went right through Bassfield. Rotation, like I mentioned, was definitely very, very strong at that point as it passed, as it's just rolling through Bassfield here at this point. Does seem to be kind of pulling away from the Bassfield area. If you have any relatives, any family, or anything out there, be sure to obviously check up on them, make sure that they're good, because that was some very, very tight rotation. Still is pretty tight right now, in which we are still seeing a possible tornado on the ground currently. So we'll have to definitely be really looking out closely for that. Looking at the debris signature, or looking at CC for debris signatures, I don't actively see any debris signature. However, there still is a possibility that this thing could be on the ground. So we do need to take that into consideration. So it is kind of rolling out of the Bassfield area here. It's kind of heading towards the area of Seminary, out there kind of just south of Collins and pretty much south of here of Williamsburg, Mississippi as well. That is where the rotation is actually heading towards. You can kind of see it's heading right towards Seminary, Mississippi. So make sure you guys are in your shelters. Once again, if you guys have a basement, storm cellar, go there. If you do not, go to the central interior portion of your home and put as many walls between yourself and the outdoors as possible. So make sure that you are inside of your safe spot here overall. Now, hopping over here to the other warning, we're actually going to switch over here to the Mobile radar up here in southern Alabama. Here's our other area. You can actually see it's rotating really good. Heads up towards Frankville. Guys, Frankville right now here in Alabama, this rotation's going right over this region here. There is a good shot here that we might have a possible tornado on the ground, maybe. As of right now, it's a radar indicated threat, I believe. But there is really strong rotation with that, in which I would not be surprised if there was a tornado. But it is going right over here towards the Frankville area. You guys can see that tight rotation right here. You can see literally is tracking directly for Frankville, Alabama. So if you know anybody out there in Frankville, give them a heads up. Like I mentioned, you be in your shelters, guys. Once again, if you have a basement, a storm cellar, go there. If you do not, go to the central interior portion of your home on the lowest floor. And if you're in a trailer, completely ditch the trailer. Go find a sturdier structure immediately. Make sure you guys run to your safe spot, okay? Anyway, so yeah, Frankville, Alabama, like I said, rotation is heading right over that area here. So please be careful. Also, areas like Coffeyville is in the warning as well. Grove Hill, Fulton, and Thomasville. You guys are also in this warning here as well. So please be careful. But yeah, like I said, that rotation right now is going right over Frankville, Alabama here, which is in kind of southwestern Alabama. So make sure you guys are in your safe spot once again, because that is actively what we are looking at here. Anyways, so, today's threat's not just going to be a tornado problem, like we mentioned before here earlier in our updates. So for today's risk, actually, we do have, also a big problem, a big concern regarding damaging winds. So here's the latest SPC outlook here. We have this level 3 threat for portions of like southern Mississippi, as well as like central southern Alabama here, in which, our tornado probability is a 10% hatch risk, which that is a 10% chance for the possibility of significant tornadoes being potentially EF2 or greater. So there is that potential that we do need to be looking out there for. Damaging winds, we have a 30% non-sig risk, which basically means that we could be seeing some damaging wind gusts capable of producing winds up to right around 60, maybe at most 70 miles per hour in terms of those damaging winds from that storm. And then lastly, we do have a small hail threat, a 5% chance for hail, basically ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter here being possible. All right, let's hop back to radar, guys. Like I said, we do have a tornadic situation going on right now. Oh my goodness. Hold up. Let me change this back. I don't know why that changed. We got a problem, guys. So Frankville, there is rotation right over Frankville right now. I mean, you guys can see this is the town of Frankville. Dude, that is some really tight rotation over Frankville. Anybody in Frankville, Alabama, please, for everything, make sure you are in your shelter. If you know anybody out there, let them know immediately. Because there's a possible tornado that's right over Frankville, Alabama right now. It does seem quite possible. Given the fact that there is some tight rotation, I'm not seeing any clear debris signatures on the correlation coefficient view, but like we mentioned, there is definitely some tight rotation in which, a tornado could be on the ground or developing as we speak. So make sure that you guys are in your safe spot. Once again, Frankville, the storm's also heading towards the areas like Grove Hill, Fulton, and Thomasville. So make sure that you guys are, once again, in your shelters for those regions there as well. And of course, we do have another tornado warning. This one's in Mississippi, like we mentioned here beforehand. So the one here for Mississippi, this is out there by the Bassfield area. The area of rotation rolled through Bassfield is now currently heading towards Seminary, which, the warning also does include areas like Williamsburg, Mississippi, Collins, Hot Coffee, Taylorsville, and Summerland, Mississippi. You guys are also in that warning here overall. What's up, JT? Hope you're doing good. Welcome. But anyway, so yeah, we definitely do need to look out for that. Correlation coefficient, looking for debris signature. We do not actively see any debris on the radars here for both the Mississippi storm and the Alabama storm. As of right now, I do not see any debris signatures. However, they are both indicating very strong rotation. Actually, we're going to hop back to the one here in Alabama. I probably... what I could do here, I'm going to go ahead and launch another radar here. We're going to get 2 radars up. We're going to make sure we have one up in Mississippi and the other one in Alabama. That way we can hop between both radars pretty efficiently here. So yeah, here's the Collins one once again. You can see that rotation here, they actually just de-extended that tornado warning for Bassfield. You guys are good, but like we mentioned, that rotation went right over you guys. So if you have any family, anybody who lives out in Bassfield, if you know anybody out there, give them a call, check in on them, make sure they're okay. But yeah, the rotation still continues. Heading towards Seminary, heading towards south of Collins, which will pass likely to the east of Williamsburg. However, you still need to be in your shelter as well. Tornadoes can make sudden turns, so keep that in mind. And if we hop over here back to the other radar, the one for, let's see here, Alabama. Like I mentioned, we also have another area of pretty tight rotation out there towards Frankville, Alabama, which this is tracking its way here to the northeast. It should remain south of Coffeyville. However, I do need you guys in your shelter as well for Coffeyville because, I mean, you are in the warning for one, and the rotation is nearby. Once again, tornadoes can make sudden turns, so keep that in mind, too. Especially with how turbulent our atmosphere is today, with how strong of wind shear we have in the atmosphere. There's a lot of winds. Which is basically allowing for the forward motion of these storms, in which they can go off course a bit. They not all the time do they travel in a linear line. That's not always the case. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, it did pass right through Frankville. Like I mentioned, the other areas in this warning for Alabama does include Grove Hill, Fulton. Let's see here, Thomasville. Also, Coffeyville and Frankville, of course. Frankville kind of pulling away, or that rotation kind of pulling away from Frankville. But, it does look like that rotation went right over that town there. Let's see. JT says, thanks, everyone. Appreciate your work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, it's, good to be here for you guys. Keeping you guys weather aware and everything like that. That is all that matters right now, is making sure that you guys are staying weather aware. So on the other storm, hopping back to Mississippi here, for South Mississippi, like we mentioned, we do have another tornado warning here, which this does include Williamsburg, Collins, Seminary, Hot Coffee, let's see here, Taylorsville, and Summerland, which this is, once again, in southern Mississippi. We do have some rotation that is tracking right towards the areas of Seminary and Collins, so make sure you guys are in your shelters. Looking over at correlation coefficient, I do not see any debris. There is a slight drops here, but that's likely not debris. However, like I mentioned, there still very well could be a tornado on the ground, or developing as we currently speak. So keep that in mind. But yeah, right now rotation is tracking right here towards Seminary here in South Mississippi. We do got a lot of flash flood warnings in effect here as well for areas like Louisiana, bits of southern Mississippi. Yeah, once again, flooding is going to be a big problem with this event here as well. And actually, if I hop you guys over here, we'll go ahead and show you all that real quickly. The overall flooding threat and everything like that's actually pretty big for today. So if we hop our way over here to the hydrological outlook here, so this is today's risk. You can see we do have a pretty large slight risk here. So this is at least a 15% chance for flooding, at least a 15% chance across the areas here in the yellow, which does include the states of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, portions of the Western Carolinas, and a little bit of southeastern Tennessee. That's in the greatest level, but also we do have a level 1, at least a 5% chance for flooding across the areas here in the green, across Virginia and North Carolina and whatnot. Also eastern Texas there as well. So, all of these areas here, if you're in these regions, which is, like I mentioned, prone to flooding, please make sure that you take action accordingly, essentially, because flooding is going to be a problem here overall. Silent says, is Louisiana in the clear? So regarding the outlook and stuff like that, as of now, Louisiana is still in the active threat. Although right now there is currently no warnings or anything like that in place for Louisiana. We'll go ahead and turn on our radar here. You can see we still do have some storms and whatnot. So the threat is not completely over in Louisiana here. Now, the western sides, the central and western sides of Louisiana, I think you guys are good because you're on the back side of that cold front. However, you can see our cold fronts right in here. We have our temperatures here in the upper 70s ahead of the cold front here, as we do have all that moisture advection pulling up north. And behind the cold front, you can see those temperatures are in the 50s. Which is a lot cooler as that cooler air is working its way down further down into the south here. So basically, once you get past this cold front here, once this line of storms rolls through your region here, and the cold air starts to overtake, essentially, that's whenever your threat for severe weather pretty much just dies out. It's pretty much, a one and done type of thing here overall. But anyways, and like I mentioned, we do have to watch out for those prefrontal storms too. Those storms and potentially tornadic storms, which we are seeing heading ahead of the cold front, kicking off ahead of the cold front. We got to really look out there for those, as those are going to be ones that, could definitely go tornadic. Like this one out here in Alabama, you can kind of see it's kind of on its own, right? You can kind of see it's on its own for the most part. That's a discrete cell, semi-discrete cell that is ahead of the main line of storms overall. Whoops. My pen just loves to do that every once in a while. But anyway, so yeah, those are the ones we also got to really look out for. Hopping back to velocity, like we mentioned here, we do have this tight rotation south of Coffeyville. This is here in Alabama, like we mentioned, southwest Alabama. And we do have this tornado warning in effect. It's a radar indicated threat, which means that, radar has picked up some rotation here in the storm. Therefore, we do got to look out there for that, as this could lead to tornadic activity. Also, areas in the warning include Grove Hill, Fulton here as well, Thomasville as well up here to the north, inside of this polygon as well for this tornado warning. And also, I will mention there is a possibility for hail, possibly getting up to about 1.25 inches in diameter. That is about half dollar size. So, make sure that you guys are looking out there for that, as there is a little bit of hail possible in that storm there too. Okay, so I'm starting to notice something here. Let's go ahead and... okay, let's hop over to this radar real quickly. So on the set of storms out here towards Alabama, I don't know if you guys see this here. But with that really tight rotation we had, that's still ongoing. There might be a little bit of rotation trying to kick off here just northeast of Yellow Pine. So we're gonna have to look out for these little couplets here too that could turn into rotation. So we'll have to look out there for that. But speaking of the current storm out there by Coffeyville, let's see here. That looks like a debris signature, y'all. I think that's a TDS. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call this. I do believe this tornado is on the ground. Per the National Weather Service, as of now, it's still on a radar indicated threat. But given the tight rotation that we're seeing, and from what appears to be a debris signature right under that rotation, it is I'm about 99% sure that this is a tornado on the ground. And there you go. Yeah, there's the update right there. PDS tornado that is now confirmed here for Alabama. So we now have a PDS tornado warning, which stands for particularly dangerous situation here. Let's see here. We're going to make sure that we get this. There it is. There you go. There's that polygon update, which does include Coffeyville, Fulton, and Thomasville. So if we look here at the at the text, it does say, let's see here. Let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Hazard, damaging tornado. Source radar confirmed tornado. So there is that radar confirmation we were talking about. Yeah, I thought that was debris signature right under that that tight rotation that we were looking at. It is so it is officially on the ground here. You're in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. So, yeah, get out of mobile homes. Make sure you go to more of a safe location, more of a sturdier structure. Let's see here. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely, and complete destruction is possible. That is on the text from the National Weather Service here. To repeat, a large and extremely dangerous and potentially deadly tornado is on the ground. To protect your life, take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows if you're outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle. Move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. And also, yeah, that is another thing we got to talk about here is the nocturnal thing of this. Since it's becoming nighttime, since it's starting to get a little dark outside, it becomes kind of hard to see tornadoes. So do not wait to see or hear the tornado, as they do say, before you take action. You got to take action now, okay? And of course, like we mentioned, this does include Fulton, Thomasville, and Coffeyville here in Alabama. Okay, so make sure that you guys are, once again, make sure that you guys are inside of your safe spots here. To repeat, that is now a PDS tornado warning that is now in effect here for Alabama. Hopping over here to the other storms here. Like I said, we have another tornado warning out here in Mississippi. This one is out here towards Seminary, as you can see, just north of Seminary. It looks like we got some pretty tight rotation going on here. Looking at correlation coefficient, I do not see any debris signatures, which is a good sign. However, this thing is, still producing some pretty tight rotation, in which, there very, very well could be a tornado on the ground here. So once again, everybody, please make sure that you guys are in your safe spots here. Hold on a minute. Yeah, make sure that you guys are in your safe spots here across the region as well, towards Seminary, Collins, like we mentioned here, which is south of Summerlin. Let's see here. Thank you, Crystal. Appreciate that. Guys, if y'all could, please consider sharing this to as many people as you can. Take the link to this live stream and share it to your Facebook, Twitter, whatever, just to help spread the awareness, guys. Like I said, we need to bring in as many people as we can. Please consider sharing this, as we do need to keep everybody updated, with this situation that is going on here, okay? Anyways, we do have a PDS tornado warning in effect here for Alabama. For southwestern Alabama here, we do have PDS tornado warning in effect out here towards the region of Coffeyville, as well as Fulton here. Thomasville included as well, overall. Let's see here. Is our stream doing okay? Looks like we're kind of going in and out here. But anyways, so yeah, make sure you guys are, remaining weather aware out there. There overall. Let's go ahead and see. Are we still good? I think we're good. Anyways, so yeah, please be careful out there, guys. Once again, Fulton is included in the warnings here. Coffeyville as well. Let's see. We do got a severe warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds and half dollar size hail out here as well. So yeah, please be careful. Let's go ahead and hop back over here to Mississippi. Take a look and see what's going on. So we do have, let's say, Seminary. We do have a bit of rotation now northeast of Seminary, currently kicking off here. As of now, there is no, debris signature, but like we mentioned, there very well could be a tornado on the ground here. So please look out there for that. Please look out there for that, and make sure you are also in your shelters here too. Like we mentioned, Seminaries in the warning here. If we hop back over here to my other program, this will, let's see here. Hop back over here to our other program here. So this also includes like Bethel. You guys can see the rotation out here towards Bethel. Let's see here. Hebron, I think it is. Pleasant Ridge. Yeah, this map does a lot better of a job at showing these towns and whatnot. But yeah, so once again, we do got that rotation that's popping off out there. With like I mentioned, as of now, I don't see any rotation. Sorry, any correlation coefficient, CC drops or anything like that. It is still radar indicated. Okay, so keep an eye out there for that. But yeah, if we take a look over here, y'all, at the one storm out by Coffeyville, that PDS tornado warning that we have in effect right now. First of all, also possible to see, potential of golf ball hail with that as well. 1.75 inches. That's some pretty large hail here. In terms of velocity, south of Cedar Point, let's see here. So yeah, south of Cedar Point here, which is just west of Clarkville. Make sure you guys are in your shelter as well. Let's see, we have Fulton, Springfield. Let's see here, Peacock. Let's see here, Fulton, Dickinson. Let's see here, Thomasville. Yeah, you guys are kind of on the edge of that as well. Glover. Once again, this is a confirmed tornado here, in which we are also seeing the possibility for 1.75 inch hail here as well. I don't know. Do I have any live cameras? I think I might have some live cams we can pull up here. Let me see if we can find any here. I think Alabama. I know Mississippi we do. Yeah, I kind of want to pull up some live cams here so we can kind of see what is going on out here. Let's see. Let me try Alabama first real quickly. So yeah, you guys can see that line of storms that's kicking off out there. I don't think this one has it. So let's hop to Mississippi. I do know Mississippi has a pretty good camera network. We can pull up here too. Actually, let's bring our hop back to radar real quickly on the Mississippi storm. So yeah, this is out there by Seminary, which is in southern Mississippi. Oh, I keep on doing that. Southern Mississippi here. Once again, I don't see any debris on that storm right now. But like I mentioned, that could change really at any time. So make sure y'all are still taking that serious, okay? All right, let's hop back over here to the other warning here, the one for Alabama. Yeah, like I said, this is the PDS tornado warning we do have. So that rotation is now, that tornado is now east of Coffeyville. So folks out in Coffeyville, y'all should be pretty good, going on. But there is still a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the Coffeyville area. Potential for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and $half size hail. So keep that in mind. But yeah, we also have Fulton. Like I said, we also have Fulton here in that PDS tornado warning that we do have. Modding 3 other streams. Oh, really? So is it YouTube that's having the problem? That's honestly not surprising. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the brightness of my camera a little bit. What if I change cron? Oh my gosh, look at that. Sorry, I'm just messing with that. Yeah, let's turn that down a little bit. Seems a little bright. But yeah, so Fulton, Thomasville, once again, you guys need to be in your shelters here. Let's see here. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good, man. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect out here as well for southern Mississippi, for Paulding, Enterprise, let's see here, Vosburg, Sandersville, DeSoto, some of those surrounding areas here for possibility of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there. So a bit of a heads up there for you. Here, let's actually pull up satellite view. I do want to actually pull it up. So let's go ahead and hop way over here to the satellite view. So here's actually the current infrared. You guys can see, the tops up here. Those really high tops up there towards, like southern Mississippi, where we have those storms going on, working their way into Alabama. You can actually see that discrete set of storms there. That's actually in Alabama, as well as a few other storms that is kicking off across areas like Louisiana here as well. Current radar, this is like the current radar across the country. You guys can see that main line of storms like we were talking about. So once that main line rolls through, essentially once that main line of storms pushes through, for the most part, the threat will be relatively over. So that's good because, the cooler air, the more stable air starts to build in on the backside here overall. Another thing, like I said, that we really got to look out there for, though, is going to be those prefrontals, those storms that are firing off ahead of that cold front there. That's going to be the one that we really need to look out there for. Once again, with all of this precipitation, too, that we're seeing, there's going to be several inches worth of, there's going to be several inches worth of snowfall, or rainfall, sorry. Dude, I'm so used to talking about snow all these times. It's crazy. But yeah, no, for the rainfall and whatnot. Let's see here. We're gonna hop to a video real quickly, guys. We do have a video, a live view out here in up here in Collins, Mississippi. That's where the tornado warning is at. So, we actually got reports out here. Trees down reported in Collins, where this camera is at. Let's go and hop over to that. So here's a live camera in Collins, Mississippi here. We do got a report as of 0:16 UTC. Let's see here. Trees down off of Cawthron Road. This is actually more towards Seminary, but it's just south of Collins here. And Highway 49, possible tornado. And you know what? That actually lines up with that rotation we had earlier too. You can see, look at that. That rotation was right over that report. Possible tornado at that point. Yeah, I mean, that lines up, too, at the time. Look at that timing and the rotation there. It was right over that spot at the report. So that's likely a tornado here. All right, let's hop back to the PDS one, guys. Let's hop back to the PDS tornado warning. Okay, so like we mentioned, guys, if you're just tuning in, we do have a confirmed tornado on the ground. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado is located 7 miles east of Coffeyville or 11 miles west of Grove Hill, moving here to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. Radar confirmed tornado. So, yeah, earlier scans that we were looking at did show that debris you guys can see. So that right there, that's a tornadic debris signature, in which, you can see all this mess here. That's still the debris from previous scans that's, still up in the atmosphere, or from previous times, I should say, that's still up in the atmosphere. Like you mentioned, Fulton and Thomasville, you guys are actively in those warnings there, or in that warning, so please be careful out there. Thomasville and Fulton is in those warnings. To repeat, a large and extremely dangerous and potentially deadly tornadoes on the ground. To protect your life, take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Here, I do want to bring up the meso-analysis. That way we can look at the current conditions and stuff out here. Okay, so here's meso-analysis. So basically, what we got going on here is we do have, that low that's kicking off here across the south. A lot of that moisture advection, all that warm air, moisture-filled air working its way up into the country, causing things to warm up a bit, also supplying the moisture here for the storms. And then on the back side, we do have that cooler air, the higher pressure back up there, as we do have a ridge that's building in the central country. That cooler air is coming on the backside. And actually, whenever it comes to it here, like I mentioned, here's our cold front. And we do have, a few of those prefrontals that are firing off. So I'm going to grab a little view here out by where those prefrontals are. According to meso-analysis here, it looks like we have about 1,000 joules per kilogram of instability. Pretty high shear as well. Helicity over 400. That's pretty high. That's pretty high helicity. Which that's really good conditions, for tornadic activity. The lower level jet stream here is about 45, 50 knots or so, which is, considered high and can support some strong tornadic activity, especially with, like I said, a lot of instability in the region here as well, which, between the instability and the wind shear and everything we do have, it's pretty heavy hitting, okay? It's a, pretty potent atmosphere, you could say. Anyways, so we did just get a new tornado warning. That is actually an extension to the warning in Mississippi that we have. So if you hop back over here to the radar, you can actually see here. So the warning out there by Seminary at Collins has now been removed. However, we now have a new warning that's overlapped ahead of it for areas like Vossburg, let's see, Heidelberg, I think it is, Sandersville, and Laurel. Also So-So here included as well. This is a radar indicated threat, so radar's picked up some rotation here. So make sure you guys are in your safe spots. Once again, we still got that rotation that's going on. Let's actually hop to that radar real quickly. Let's take a look here at the rotation. So yeah, you can see there's that rotation right in here, just passing near So-So, heading towards Laurel, and eventually, which appears to be heading directly for Sandersville, Mississippi. So if any of those town names ring a bell to you guys, if anybody lives out there, give them a heads up. Let them know, okay? But yeah, that is heading towards Sandersville. Heidelberg, I think it is, Vossburg, and Barnett. Once again, you guys are in that tornado warning there. That's a new warning that just got issued here, okay? Hopping over here to the other storm. Like I said, that PDS tornado warning that we do have. We still have that in effect here for portions of southwestern Alabama. This does include areas of Thomasville. Thomasville is included there. Make sure you guys are in your shelters. Once again, this was a confirmed tornado. We definitely we had that. We still have that PDS tornado warning, but this is, like I said, a confirmed large and dangerous tornado that's on the ground currently. Previous debris signatures you can see south of Coffeyville. And in the latest scan, you can still kind of see what I believe is the remains of, some of that debris that's still up in the atmosphere that's still being scanned. But, regarding like the rotation and everything like that, we're getting a little bit further away from radar. We're kind of heading into a radar hole, which makes it a little bit harder to track per se due to the loss of quality of data that's, for the storm here. But with that being said, Thomasville, we still need you guys in your shelters here. Just make sure you guys are inside of your safe spots, all right? So please be careful out there. What's up, Mark? Hope you're doing good. Welcome. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Choctaw, Alabama for 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. There's a brand new warning here. Give that a second here to pop up on that, and we'll take a look at it. It's actually already popped up on our other program, so let's hop over here. So this is the warning that they just issued here for Butler. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Pennington, Lisman, and Butler. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, quarter hail is possible. And of course, once again, Thomasville, Alabama. Y'all need to be in your shelters as we do have a confirmed tornado in the vicinity, and you guys are in that polygon, so make sure you guys in Thomasville are in your shelters, basement, storm cellar. Make sure that you guys, are in your safe spot, okay? Hopping back over here to Mississippi, we do have that other tornado warning in effect for the region of Laurel. Laurel is in the warning, Sandersville, Heidelberg, and also So-So. Yeah, you guys can see that rotation here. Right in there, you have your greens, which basically is representing the air heading towards the radar, which the radar in this case is this way. And you can see the reds here, which is basically showing the winds moving away from the radar. So that's indicating our rotation there. You guys can see pretty tight rotation. Heading up there towards the Spring Hill region here of Mississippi, heading towards Shady Grove, Hoy, and Laurel. Make sure you guys are in your shelters. Okay. Laurel is actually a pretty populated area here, so make sure that you guys in Laurel are in your shelter here, as we do have that rotation here that is just southwest of Spring Hill, south of So-So here. Mark says the things I'd do for a loud thunderstorm right now. I miss them too, but as long as they don't do stuff like this, that's where I draw the line, basically. We really don't need any of that tornadic activity, essentially. No thanks. We don't want any of that. I'm saying it wrong. That's not surprising, to be honest with you. I'm not the best at pronouncing some of these towns, but you guys can see it on the map too, so y'all can look what we're talking about, okay? Anyways, is it Laurel, I think? Laurel, I'm not sure. Anyways, but yeah, besides the point, you guys can see here, this is for southern Mississippi. Got a new tornado warning for Clark, Alabama. That, I think, is an extension or a replacement. Let's see here. Is that a new warning that just got issued? Okay, yeah, so the previous one, that's right. Yeah, the previous one's getting ready to be canceled here. Let's see here. Yep, still confirmed. Still radar confirmed there with the news update there. Tornado-producing storm was located 8 miles southwest of Thomasville. Got a new tornado warning for Wayne, Mississippi. Southwest of Thomasville, moving northeast at 35. Radar confirmed the tornado there. Okay. Yeah, so there's that new polygon here north of Waynesboro. This one's radar indicated up here towards, like I said, in Mississippi here. This one's still radar indicated. But with that being said, though, like we mentioned, there is definitely still some pretty good rotation going on with that storm. Hopping over the correlation coefficient, I do not see any debris signatures as of now, which is good. But like we mentioned, tornadoes can quickly develop from these storms here. Let's see here. Just called friends outside of Thomasville and said thank you. So you're good. I appreciate that, Moon. Yeah, like I said, it's really good to share this, guys, if y'all can. That way we can help keep y'all informed, and that way, there's people that know people in these regions we talk about, and which could be life saving. So if you guys could please consider sharing this, for the sake of helping keep people safe and weather aware. That's the whole point of this live stream is to help out as many people as possible in terms of the weather and make sure that they are weather aware, and obviously watching the weather. But I appreciate that, Moon. Thank you. Once again, you guys, we do have an active tornado on the ground here in southwestern Alabama. We just got a new tornado warning that's replacing the old one. You can see the tornado has been observed, via radar. We have had some debris detections on our radar here. So for the region in southwestern Alabama that's included in this warning, includes like Finley Crossing, Choctaw Corner, Thomasville. Let's see here, Round Hill, McWhirr, I think it is, Rural. Let's see, Springfield. We have Tallahassee Springs, Glover, and that's pretty much those regions that are in that polygon there. Like I mentioned, Thomasville is actually a fairly populated area here from what it looks like. Once again, if you know anybody in Thomasville, give them a heads up. Like I said, send them this stream if you could. That way, it could be very helpful and potentially life-saving if you guys could do that. Maybe even if you don't know anybody that lives out there, maybe somebody you do know knows somebody who lives out there. That's what I'm saying. Just sharing this is very important in getting that word out there. All right, hopping over here back to Mississippi. We do have another area of pretty tight rotation kicking off out here by Laurel. So make sure you guys are in. Like I said, make sure you guys are in your safe spots, please. Once again, Laurel isn't. I think that's how you say it, Laurel. I could be wrong. Somebody told me I said it wrong, but I think it's Laurel. I mean, I definitely could be wrong on that. That's always how I've always said that. But Laurel, Sandersville, Heidelberg, I think it might be. You guys need to be in your safe spots, okay? Once again, you guys can see that rotation here south of Spring Hill, which if we play this in motion, you guys can kind of see this is. Likely going to just pass slightly to the north of the main area of Laurel, or Laurel, however you want to say it. But still, we need those areas in their safe spots, okay? Once again, this is also heading towards like Sandersville and Heidelberg, which, this is a radar indicated threat. This is a radar indicated threat here, which, means that the radar has picked up that rotation and whatnot. Meanwhile, the other storm that we do have, this one was confirmed, the one out by Thomasville. So back over here to Alabama for Thomasville, this one is confirmed and it is on the ground, as of the last update here. Like we mentioned, the radar is a little bit hard to look at this point since the storm is very far away from both of the radars that we do have here in Alabama. Alabama does have a decent radar network, except for southwestern Alabama, of course, where the storm is at. The closest radar we do have to this is Mobile. But even then, from the radar to Mobile, that's a good 80-something miles, in which radar at that distance becomes a little bit less quality and a little bit harder to read. However, we do have a little bit of rotation in there towards Thomasville. Hopping back over to CC, we do have this is likely previous remains of debris from earlier scans. It could be fresh, very well could be. But as you can see, it's just, it's been rolling through those regions there. Once again, make sure if you know anybody in Thomasville, give them a heads up now. Make sure to let them know. Once again, this thing is still confirmed via National Weather Service here. So keep that in mind, okay? Robin says, hey, hi, Andrew. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Welcome. But anyways, so that is that. Let me go ahead and bring up mesoanalysis once again real quickly. So at the current moment, we do have a lot of instability that's built its way up into the south here. So this area, there's a lot of instability. Our lower level wind shear, like we mentioned before, when we were forecasting this, this is lining up perfectly. 45, 50 knots of lower level winds. So at our lower portion of the atmosphere, the winds are moving relatively to the northeast here. And as we go up in altitude, the wind direction does change a little bit more to the northeast, as you guys can see. So even a slight change in wind direction like that with altitude that we do have, creates that spin, from the wind shear and whatnot that we do have. And of course, that overlaying instability and whatnot of 1,000 to 1,500 joules per kilogram of instability, which is a lot of fuel actually for this time of the year. That's a pretty good amount of fuel. The shear is very high. The instability is good, good enough, of course. And due to high wind shear and whatnot, we have a pretty high helicity and stuff too. So that's kind of what we're looking at here, and that's why we're seeing this activity, in which like we mentioned, we definitely need to be on our game here. We need to constantly be watching the radar and whatnot, and all that fun stuff, of course. Okay, got a new tornado warning here. This is for Choctaw County. I believe that's Choctaw County here in Alabama. We're going to hop over here, hopefully. Oh, there it is, right there. Got it. This is out by Lisman and Pennington. Lisman and Pennington. We do have this tornado warning in effect here. Let's see here. Okay, this is a radar indicated threat. So once again, basically just means a radar has picked up some rotation and whatnot. So there's that. Also could see maybe up to quarter-size hail there in that storm as well. Not that that's really a big problem. Once you go above quarter-size hail, that's when it starts to become an issue, really. But, right at the quarter-size hail mark, it's enough to be severe. So look out for potentially, quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and, of course, that tornado warning that we do have in effect, for... Here, let's hop the radar for a bit of rotation that is out there. So, yeah, you guys can kind of see there a bit of rotation here just to the west of Lisman. Once again, Lisman is barely in the warning, but they are in it. Lisman is a relatively small town, but there is, somewhat, several people in the region here. So Lisman needs to be in their shelters. We have Mali, which is also a pretty rural area from what it looks like. So yeah, Mali, Lisman, let's see here, Yantley, very, very small area here, that's in this warning here. So once again, this is all for Alabama. This is all for kind of the west, central, southwestern side of Alabama. So once again, this includes, Cyril, I think is how you pronounce that, Yantley, Pushmata, I don't know how you say that one, Lisman, Mali, Cromwell, Halsell, see, Chapel Hill, is it Jackson? I'm not sure how you say that one. Indian Springs, Choctaw City, Diaz, I think it is, Pennington, and Nahilo? I have no idea how you say that one. Anyways, so yeah, those are the main areas here that is in that tornado warning there. So once again, make sure you're in your shelters. If you're in a basement, storm cellar, or if you have those, make sure you go there. But if not, go to the central interior portion of your home. And like I mentioned, stay away from windows, of course. Go to the central interior portion of that home. And if you're in a trailer, ditch the trailer. Do not, like I said, do not go in the trailer, because that's, do not stay in your trailer, because that's not going to provide you any protection. What's up, Jenny? Hope you're doing good. Welcome. Welcome. Of course, it's BRB. All right, sounds good. But anyways, all right, we're going to hop over here back to my other radar. So with that previous storm that we were tracking, actually, we have a new report that's coming through here. We did have that one storm that we were tracking. We're still tracking, actually. Rotation still kicking off, but in earlier scans, as it rolled towards Seminary, which is in South Mississippi, let's see here. Trees down along Cold Springs Road. Possible tornado. We got a new, actually, hold on. That's the one before. That was at 015 UTC. This one's at 016 UTC. The 015 one said trees down along Springs Road, possible tornado. The other one that came through says trees down off of, Catherine Road and Highway 49, possible tornado. That was actually likely a tornado, let's be real. Considering that rotation in earlier scans did line up perfectly. So that was very likely a tornado that we did see roll through those regions there. But now, like we mentioned, that warning is still in place here. Now that area of rotation is over Sandersville, Mississippi. So if you know anybody out there in Sandersville, Mississippi, give them a heads up. So Sandersville, Laurel, let's see here, Heidelberg. We have Valsburg here. Let's see here, Barnett included here in the warning here as well. So once again, make sure you guys are in your safe spots here. Also, on top of that, tornadic activity here, we do have the possibility for golf ball size hail, or hail that is 1.75 inches in diameter. So that is a possibility. That is something that we do need to obviously be looking out there for as well. So keep that in mind, okay? We also do have Hawani included here and Matherville in this warning here as well for this one storm here. Hop into CC. I do not actively see any debris or anything like that currently. There's obviously that rotation there. I do not see any debris. However, that does not mean that there isn't a tornado threat. Obviously, there is rotation here, which is enough that you guys need to go into your shelter for. But also there very well could be a tornado on the ground still, despite being detected. I mean, maybe it just didn't hit anything. The rotation would support a tornado, considering that there is pretty tight rotation going on out there. So, and from what we were looking at earlier, this thing likely produced a tornado in its earlier life cycle as it rolled through Seminary area. And there is a good possibility that the storm could still be tornadic, okay? Or still, could be on the ground, I should say. Anyways, Sandersville, Mississippi, in your shelters. We need you there. Heidelberg, Stafford Springs, Vosburg, let's see here, Barnett. Make sure you guys are in your safe spots, okay? Hopping back to Alabama, actually, I got some good news for you guys. So that one PDS tornado warning that we did have earlier for the Thomasville area has now been canceled. You guys are good to go. However, Alabama for regions out by Cromwell, southwestern, west central Alabama, for Cromwell, Lisman, and Pennington, we do have another tornado warning that's in effect here. You can see that rotation here just west of Cromwell overall. So keep an eye out there for that. Going to play this in motion. You can see that rotation is actually working its way towards the region of Cromwell. As of now, I do not see any form of debris per se. I do not see any form of debris signatures or anything like that as of now. So like I mentioned, that should not decide if you go in your shelter or not. What decides if you need to be in your shelter or not is the tornado warning itself. If you're in a tornado warning, that means you need to go to your safe spot. That means you need to go to your shelter. In which, like we mentioned, in this case, looking at the radar here, you can see that rotation that's there, heading up there towards the Cromwell region. So make sure you guys are in your safe spots up there. Once again, if y'all do not know where this is at, this is in Alabama, on the southwestern, kind of west central side of the state here, where we are seeing this currently pop off, okay? Anyways, let's hop back over here to this program here. So, also on top of, all of this mess that we're dealing with, we're going to be seeing quite a good amount of rainfall too. If we hop over here to the radar in central Alabama, you can see there's a lot of heavy rainfall and a bunch of showers and actually embedded thunderstorms. Some of this heavier precipitation, would not be surprised if there was some lightning and stuff with it too. Despite temperatures actually being pretty cold. But anyways, Of course, there could be some of that involved. Regardless, heavy rain is in the region here, and a lot of these places up here, especially towards like northern northern Georgia, we definitely could be picking up several inches of rainfall and stuff like that as well. I am gonna bring that up. Let's see here if I can find it overall. So let's go ahead and see if I can find this. If not, here we go. There we go. So yeah, we're going to be seeing the potential for like several inches of rainfall through some of these regions here. So as of the last update here, you can see this is. By the way, this is HRRR here. This does not take into consideration really of what has already fallen, but there could be streaks of 2 to 4 inches or so in some spots. We are talking a quite a substantial amount of rainfall for some of these regions here. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up this program here, or this site. And we are going to hop to the southeast. So, yeah, that was the HRRR that we were looking at. Let's hop back to 18 Zulu. We'll do, let's see here, total precipitation accumulation. So, like we mentioned, yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of rainfall and whatnot. The 18 Zulu HRRR, this is before a lot of the rain really fell. You can see a lot of, 2-3 inches, that long streak shooting through Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, of course. Of several inches worth of rainfall. Looking at RAP here, this is the rapid refresh model. Does show pretty much the same thing. Hop back to the 18 Zulu here. You can see a couple of inches, not as much according to RAP. But then we hop back to NAM. NAM shows some of those streaks here, possibly within the range of maybe 2 or so inches. NAM 3K basically, still those streaks out there. We could have some areas with several inches worth of rainfall and whatnot. Then of course the GFS that we do have here. GFS showing a lot as well. So, bottom line, though, is that, a lot of those regions there are going to be really feeling quite a bit of rainfall and whatnot. So there is going to be a lot of rainfall for those regions there. So that is something that we do need to keep in mind as well. We do have that big slight risk here for flooding today. Got that level 2 out of 4, at least a 15% chance for flooding here in this yellow area here. All right, hopping back to radar. So right now, everybody, we do have a active tornado warning in effect for Mississippi towards Laurel, I think it might be, Heidelberg area. This is a radar indicated threat. Also, the possibility here of hail, possibly up to golf ball size. Potentially 1.75 inches in diameter. Also including areas like Matherville here as well in this warning overall. And, of course, we have another tornado warning out here in, like, western Alabama and whatnot towards Lisman and Pennington. So make sure that you guys are, actively keeping an eye out there for that. So that's basically what we have going on here at the moment overall. And to be honest, guys, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to pick up later tonight. I know there's a lot of people streaming this right now, which is good, obviously, to get the word out there. But, there's probably not going to be a lot of people streaming tonight, and I kind of want to do live coverage tonight. That way, if, once everybody heads off and everything like that, that we'll be here to cover that because, we're going to need somebody to be up late, too, with this, with all this mess. So, with that being said, I'm going to do what I probably typically do. I just want to go live for a little bit. We're just hitting the hour mark here. This event's going to continue well overnight, too. Okay, so as it does, we will cover later on tonight, I think. Or I will cover more of this later tonight, okay? Not sure what time it'll be, but later tonight we will be able to cover more of this event here overall. Okay? But all right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining. Like I said, that's just a little bit of an hour of coverage, about an hour of coverage here for y'all. Like I said, I'd like to say longer, but I think we're just going to pick up in the evening. I don't want to tire myself too much. And, obviously later this evening, whenever we do go live, we we're going to need that evening coverage overall. But all right, everybody, thank you for joining. Much love to y'all. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Once again, we'll see you guys later tonight. So if I don't see you later, have a great night. But if not, then we'll see you in a little bit. I'm not sure, once again, what time we'll go live, but we will go live, to cover this here later on tonight. Okay? So keep notifications on. Once again, if you haven't already, consider subscribing, leaving a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. And all right, everybody, thank you for joining. Stream's going to head off here in approximately 2 minutes. Once again, I appreciate y'all for being here. And like I said, we'll pick this up later tonight. Like I said, whenever everybody else heads off, we're going to need somebody covering night shift too, which I will be more than happy to help with. All right, everybody. Dust says, is North Alabama going to be fine? So for a lot of you folks out there in North Alabama, let's see here. Let me bring up SPC real quickly. So we do have a little bit of a risk out there for Northern Alabama. It just depends where you're at. I'm sure, Dusty, you'll be fine. I'm sure of it. But you got to be careful, though. Still look out for severe weather and whatnot, as it's still, going to be quite possible. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. We'll catch y'all later tonight for some nighttime coverage. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. See y'all in the next one. Peace out.